Welcome back, everybody, to the 2023 Derby City Classic Bank Pool Division. This is round 7, and as you see on your screen, we've got a special treat. The first man needs no introduction. He is a legend. They call him the GOAT or the Magician, Efren Reyes. And then the great Shuff Brandon Shuff, who is a straight shooting, aggressive player, been a friend of mine for many, many years as well. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you so much for joining us. Real quick, I'd like to go through the rules. This is Bank Pool, race to 3. It is alternate the break. First one to make 5 balls wins the game. They can be any 5 balls. Doesn't matter. Solid, stripe, makes no difference. There is no 3 foul rule. Kisses, caroms, and combos are not allowed. Everything must be called clean. That being said, if you make 3 balls on the break, you continue. The minute that inning is over, all the balls spot. That is following the break. They are going to lag. The lag for the break is off. Efren looks a little strong. Shuff looks a little light. Reyes is going to win the lag. Excuse me. Shuff was on the low side of the table. He is going to win the lag. Thank you to Bad Boys Billiard Productions. This video is brought to you by them, and we appreciate their partnership. Excited for this match. Shuff is a very aggressive player. I've done some bank pool matches, and Reyes is surprisingly very aggressive as well. We're playing on 4 1/4 inch pockets this year at the Derby, which are a little bit tighter. And a lot of great players will move a little bit playing bank pool, similar to a 1 pocket style, but most world-class bank pool players will stay aggressive. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys play. I expect it to be a high-powered match. Shuff is no stranger to the world of pool. Many, many years was relevant in rotation and in 1 pocket. I expect him to show us his abilities here as he attempts to get these balls frozen. The break is obviously very important playing bank pool. This is the first of 3 events. It's 1 pocket in the middle, 9 ball at the end, and we start off with bank pool. 500 plus players in all of the events. It's insane, this tournament. Here we go. So far, all that work racking the balls has proved for naught. And immediately I'm looking at the 5 in the lower right for Reyes. And a lot of times this first bank will set the tone, believe it or not, as to how you finish the match out. So a big bank coming up for Reyes. Well, he's got it down. He almost scratched in this lower middle side. Does the 8 pass the 6? Seven possibly in the lower right. I think he can twist the 8 back. And we are playing on real new Simona's cloth, and that cloth is going to slide. It's not going to take as much. So the harder you hit the ball, the more it's going to shorten up, and the less time that ball's going to have to turn. And that is factual. The easier you hit a ball if you're trying to twist it, the more it's going to twist. He's taking a look at the 3. It clearly banks. Brandon does have that one pocket touch in his repertoire. Be interesting to see how he plays this. Looks like he's crossing it. And it's just held up. Reyes with a 1-0 ball lead, playing for 4. He's looking at the 7-2 rails in the same side, the lower middle. He's gone over to the blue 2. Cross corner. Oh, nice hit. He's had to shorten that ball up, but notice the speed he hit it at. He didn't crush it. He gave it time to react. Yeah, I was going to say he's got a big decision to make here with the 7 if he decides to shoot it. More than likely going to sell something out if he doesn't get it down. Well, he's hung it up. He didn't hit it bad, I can tell you that. These are 4 1/4 inch pockets, like I stated. It is new Simonis cloth, so the pockets are forgiving with the proper speed. Looking at the 9 to the lower right. Thought he might be able to play that 1-3 in the side at minimum. He felt good about the 9. Can't blame him. He's at the table. But Reyes has got a good look at it. The 6 possibly. He can cross the 9. That's what he's going to do. Top right corner pocket. Playing for 3. I think it's going to go straight in the heart. Crossing the 1 next, I believe. Same pocket. Yeah, he used a low outside there. I was kind of wondering if he could pinch that with an inside. It would have turned the 1 down a little bit more, but with that outside English, it straightens the 1 up. And as you saw, it come quite a bit short. Shuff does have, at minimum, a 2-railer on the side on the 4, and I think it's kind of free due to the position of the 3 and 7. Does the 8 or 6 bank cross corner? He's not entertaining those. This has come short, but I can't fault him for shooting that. Reyes left with nothing easy. Looks like he's going to play the 1-3 in the top middle. 3 rails, 1 ball in the top middle. The reason being he's going to swing the cue ball around back down towards where he's at now. And he almost hit it. Fabulous. But no kisses or caroms. Therefore, that ball will come up. And maybe I'll just go with that word kissums. I think I said it earlier. abbreviate. This world is all about abbreviation nowadays. Is he playing at 2? 2 long rails to the bottom right. He is. Boy, the speed was real nice. I just don't think it's going to get there. He's going to leave a cross corner on the 1 or 4. And Reyes playing for 2. Boy, he had good speed on that. If that gives you any idea how tight the pockets are this year, it looked to me like he hit that ball near perfect, especially at the speed. But it held up. Matter of fact, it didn't even hold up. It came out. But the key to bringing that cue ball back down table, where it is now, is utilizing the 3 and 7 as blockers. And note where the 4 is now, really causing problems for Shuff. He could go with the 1 maybe, but he's going to lose the cue ball. He can't afford to do that with a 3-0 deficit. But it looks like he's going to gamble. 8. 2 rails to the bottom middle. He's going to hit this with some pace. Wow, what a hit that was by Shuff. I'd love to take another look at that. At that speed, that's got to be a 20-1 shot at minimum. Let's take another look. Look at the pace. Look at where the cue ball finishes. Can't do much better than that, especially at that angle. What a hit by Brandon Shuff. Doesn't want that 4 to fall, and it did. If nothing else, so far, and most likely, Shuff is going to have the shot of the match. Shouldn't speak too soon with the goat at the table. He's going to play it twice into the top middle. Or is he going 3 rails? If he goes 3 rails, he's going to take a risk at selling out the 1 and 6. Okay, he's going to use an inside English to keep the cue ball down. Very clever. Very clever. Great speed. I know I'm not the only one, clearly, who loves to watch Reyes play. And at 69 years old, he's still doing major damage to these young guns. Shuff has a decision to make here, and I don't fault him here. I don't think he wants to make this. As Reyes looking to entertain the 4 cross corner, meaning lower right corner. If he is, he must have a plan to get the cue ball away from the 1 and 6. Very surprised. I really am surprised at that decision. I did say at the beginning of this match, he's awful aggressive playing this game, especially for his moving ability. And I can't fault him for being aggressive. He's the greatest to ever live. But there's sometimes, just sometimes, you want to pass a shot up. You've got to wonder, was that one of those times, especially if Shuff takes advantage? Well, he was pretty snatchy there. The one was about as good as it could get. Reyes knew what he was doing all along. 6 cross corner, top right. A lot of body movement there. Caught the 6 too thick. Cue ball was good. Shuff not thrilled with the opportunity and result that he just had. If I were to give any advice playing this game, I've been around a lot of world-class bank pool players, and I would say the number one thing is ball speed. It's very important to hit the bank at the proper pace. That way, it's got go in English, meaning if you hit it a fraction bad, the pocket will still take the ball. It will still go in. People that don't know the game very well will oftentimes want to hit the bank much too hard. You lose accuracy, control, and the pocket will seem to spit the object ball out often more times than if you hit it at a medium pace. This is interesting. I think Shuff's going to shoot the 6-4 rails. I think he's got to. It's a pretty good shot. It looks like it's laying nice. What do you do with the cue ball? If you try to draw the cue ball back, you could run into a kiss somewhere up by the top middle. Do you just stop the cue ball right there, knowing that you're going to leave Reyes a duck cross side on the 4 if you don't make the 6? Or do you just pass it up altogether? You could just clip the 4 and come back down towards the chalk on the bottom left end of the table, kind of bringing the 4 down towards the 6. Doesn't have to shoot here, but it looks to be laying really nicely. He's going to cross the 4 now. Well, he's gotten the cue ball down. And he's gotten a little fortunate that the 4 has blocked the 6. Okay, as Reyes playing this 6-4 rails into the top middle. Well, he's lost the plot a little bit there, but he has gotten away with it. It all went wrong there. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, sometimes the shot just isn't there, and when it's not there, especially when you're trailing 3 balls to 1, sometimes you've just got to make the passive play. You could clip the 6 towards the 4, just bring the cue ball back down table if you'd like. Not to mention, looks to me like he's having issues bridging. Yeah, this is going to come way long. I believe it's going to give Reyes a cross corner or straight back on the 6. And that's what he's done. Reyes has probably shot this shot 2 million times in his career or more. But this is one of those times he didn't get it down. Definitely don't want to go with the 1 here. I don't believe you want to go at the 7 or 3 either. So I think you've got to come off the edge of the 6, similar to what I called earlier, and just try and get the cue ball back down somewhere around where it's at now. You could roll the 4 in. Don't see too much wrong with that. I'd avoid making this ball. Yeah, you're going to give Reyes a good look at the 4 railer, and it's semi-free due to where the 3 is. And what I mean by that is he's going to 4 rail this ball, and if he misses it with good speed, Shuff isn't really going to have much. He called 4. Reyes is a tough one to predict. His body language doesn't tell you a lot, so when I'm trying to figure out where he's playing this, I'm reading his body language. And note what I was saying due to where the 3 is, but that being said, I know Shuff is going to play the 2 railer here on the 7. He immediately goes to it. 7 in the lower left. I don't think he's got much to worry about. It looks to be laying well. This is all about how that second rail gets played. Don't want to hit this too hard. So he's caught it a fraction hard, and it's come short. If he just takes a fraction speed off, he hit the point that he wanted to hit. It just shortened up too much on him. This is common playing bank pool. Reyes going straight back to the lower left pocket. The green 6. Boy, he is really gambling here. He's gone into the 1. He's sold everything out. Shuff has a very good cross corner on the 4, and it carries position to the 1. Shuff with another opportunity to get back in this game. Not that he was ever really out of it. Big shot for him. And he's overcooked it. So he overcut that ball. You can't give the GOAT that many opportunities because he's going to fry you. Top middle, 1 ball. Playing for 1. Straight back on the 7. Lower right corner. You have to shorten this a little bit. Hit the thin side of it with a center left ball. He's overcut it just a fraction. Shuff remains with 1 more life. And he's got a shot. Cross corner 7. He's caught it a fraction thick. It's come short. Reyes has a 2 railer on the 7 or the 4. Player's preference here. Almost like the 4 because you can hit it with a low right. The 7 is no danger for a return. But either one. It's going to be long. Can Shuff twist this 4 back to the top right corner. He's looking at the 2 railer. Is the kiss in play? I apologize. He was playing it 3 rails to the lower middle. Thought he was going to use a low left there and try and bank it 1-2 to the short side. This is typically one of Reyes' bread and butter shots. Straight back. He's overturned it. We haven't seen much of Shuff since early in this game. He needs to get one down, even if it's just for his confidence. Oh, maybe he's listening. Nice shot by B. Shuff, show enough. Do you consider pocketing the 3 here, getting the cue ball up table? The 3 would come up onto the foot spot, but you would get them all in play. I don't know if I do anything with the 7 and 6 here. You need all 3 of them. Can you go rail first, pocketing the 3, swinging the cue ball 1, 2, 3 up to the top rail? Sounds easy. Now he's looking at the 3. No reason slaving over the 6 and 7, as neither of them are going to help you right now. They could help you in the future. You don't want to play a passive shot on either one of these 2 balls. You've got to take the gamble, put the 3 down, and try and get the cue ball up table. You can't win the game with the 3 there. He was looking to 2-rail the 6 and possibly make the 7 at the same time, but what's happened here is he's put the 7 in a position where it's very tough to make. He's left Reyes a straight back on the 6, and Shuff is in trouble. But Reyes did not go to school. He hit the last one just like that. He's not thrilled with it because he's such a champion. He makes adjustments immediately. But I can go back to the position of the 3 and 7 due to Shuff's last choice. And even if he gets the 6 down, he's got work to do. If he crosses this, he wants to hit it easy. Well, he's hit it with a pace, and it's come out, and it's left Reyes across corner at minimum. For you folks at home, I typically think you want to cross that at a pocket speed. That way, if you do miss it, it stays somewhere around the pocket, doesn't leave anything for your opponent. Shuff probably just didn't feel comfortable with it. Going to the lower right corner, playing for 1. He's going to use a low right here and swing the cue ball out 2 rails. He's caught at a fraction thin again. These true playing diamond tables, even though they have new cloth, they play true. And typically, with new cloth, you feel like the table's going to slide, the ball's going to come down. It's not the case with the diamond table. He's going 4 rails here. It's going to be long. Reyes with another straight back on the green 6. He does have a 2-railer on the 7, but as I touched on earlier, I don't believe he wants to move the 7 due to its position. Well, did he get away with it? Did the 6 cover up the 7? Reyes spotted the 1, pocketed the 6, but spotted the 1. Did the 1 cover up the 7? Now considering pocketing the 3, the only concern here is that he's so flat or so straight on the 3. It's going to be much more difficult to get that cue ball all the way up table. He's got to go rail first, in my opinion. I don't hate the shot if he can get up table. And this is okay. I believe it's okay. I think Reyes has to stay passive here. He was probably trying to make that 7. If he makes it, it spots up below the 3, and Shuff has nothing. It's time, Mr. Shuff. It's time. Just a fraction short. And this is common when trying to get the cue ball back. You've got to use speed, so you've got to make adjustments. He's going to play it in the top left corner. He's concerned about a kiss. Both ways, actually. And he's got that kiss. Yeah, he was staring down the pipe of a kiss if he played it in the lower right or top left corner. Just one of those ones that you couldn't get away from. Looks like Reyes at the top of our screen, trying to get that arm greased up and loosened. Shuff looking to bank this 3, 1 rail to the top left corner. Okay, I like this decision a lot more, and this is okay. It's okay that the 3 fell. Real good cue ball. So this first game's turned into a little bit of a grind. Is he going to the 3 here? Into the lower left, and he is. And I've stated this is typically one of his bread and butters, but he does have to elevate. And this is it. He's hit it great, and that is a shot that he likes, as we can see. And Reyes takes game number 1, finally. This stream is sponsored by Hustling USA, JB Custom Cases, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues, and Littman Lights. Last but not least, the great Littman Lights. Reyes to break. I'd say if there's any weakness in Reyes' game at this point in his career, it is the power on the break. He's suffered a few shoulder injuries Has a hard time elevating, has a hard time getting any power behind that arm. And boy, doesn't get much sweeter than this to start it off for Shuff. Oh my, he's caught the kiss. I think he was trying to go forward and open up the 2-8-6-5. Might have lost his focus there. He's got to keep his composure. Reyes going to the lower middle with the 3. He's starting to get dialed in. You can see it, you can feel it, and you can almost smell it. Cross corner 1. He's come long there. He was playing position on the 7, which seems to have caused him to come long on that 1. Looked like he made that decision right at the end as well. He was initially just committed on making the 1. Then he glanced down at the 7. I believe he had thoughts of grandeur in his head, and it failed him. And this is going to be a fraction long. Can Reyes go into these balls? Okay, he's going to play it twice. Or is he just going to play it cross corner to the top right? Yeah, he's made the adjustment. Playing for 3. He's close enough to this 1 where I believe he can play it past the 4 in the top left. Not really any threat up table, leaving the cue ball somewhere up there around the 6-5-2, but he's going to elevate here. This is going to be close. Just caught the 4. No broken bones. Shuff with not much to look at. I like the decision. You know, sometimes when people play Reyes, they immediately get a little starstruck and intimidated, and I understand the feeling. But they also feel like they can't outmove him. What people don't seem to realize with Reyes is he's very aggressive. And you can trick him. He's trickable. He's human. I felt like that last game, Shuff had a chance to come back in it if he just stayed a little more patient. He's only down 2-0 this game, but at times it seems like a monumental hill to climb. Be interesting where Reyes wants to put this cue ball. Is he looking at 1 on the side here? Just a ticky shot. Little cat and mouse going on. He can kick to the backside of the 1 if he'd like. Pretty good shot. He's left the cue ball below the 1. Reyes could still ticky the 1 and get the cue ball to the bottom rail. Doesn't love it. Try and just lay him down there behind the 6 and 8. Feel like he's going to give up a bank on this 6, and he has. I'm a little surprised at that. He'd have been better off just tapping the 1 and just bringing the cue ball out somewhere above the spot line. This is going to go. He was playing position. Did he fall in the kiss? I think he can spin it with inside English. Cross corner 8. He used an outside English. He was just a fraction short. Sometimes with that outside English, it'll cause that. Can't fault him for shooting it with outside if he just catches it a fraction thicker. 5, cross side. Oh, he's got a bit long. Shuff is going to have a shot on this 2. Does he play position on the 8? Or do you just punch forward? I think your first job is to just focus on getting the 2 down. He's done that. He swung the cue ball. He's going to play this cross side, and it is playable. We are tied up in ball count. Shuff playing for 3. I do like that he's gotten off this ball, take his time, overlook the situation, settle that adrenaline a little bit, regroup. Key to this is you don't have to crush it. Just a nice top cue ball. I don't believe you're scratching off the 9. I think you're going to hit the thin side of it. Well, he has gone at it with some speed. It's turned out just rosy. Playing for 2. And they're both right there. He snatched it real quick in the final backswing there. He's overhit it. What I mean by that is he's hit it very hard and shortened the ball up quite a bit. Tends to happen when you know you can win and you're in a spot to seal the deal. And this is Reyes' bread and butter as well. He loves hitting that cross side with a high cue ball. Ran a little far. Both players playing for 2. This is kind of what I was talking about. He's looking to play this 4 rails. He could sell the 8 out here. Well, he could sell anything out here. He's caught it way too thin. And that's kind of what I was alluding to playing bank pool. Is he's real aggressive. I don't see him very often forcing a safety if he feels like there's something aggressive to be held. And a big opportunity for Shuff, and he's got that down. Can he seal the deal? The 1 does bank straight back. This is one that you're going to easily overhit, so he's got to really be in control of the pace. Nice medium stroke, not too quick in the backswing. He's hit it real well, and Shuff steals game number 2. This match is tied up at 1 apiece. Thank you to these event sponsors: Diamond Billiard Products, Ian Simonas and Simonas Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Outsville Accurac, Accustats Video Productions, and last but not least, the longest lasting Masters Billiard Chalk. Thank you all very much for hosting this event. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you so much for putting up with me. There is a mute button. Don't be afraid to use it. I can't blame you. Shuff starting to look a little calmer. Can he get one down here and continue the run? The 1 has dropped. The cue ball is all the way up. He is going to get a shot on this 2. I believe he's got to play it into the top right corner. Shot like this, you just commit completely to the bank. Let the cue ball do what it does. You've got options. You can hit it with a low right or a straight high. Even a high right. I don't know if this lower side pocket is a threat to the cue ball. But you just don't want to overhit this. I know I say this a lot. He's put a good speed on it, but he's overcut it. He hit it with a comfortable speed, which looked good. The aim point was just off. And here we go again with Reyes in the top middle. This will carry position. It's been 62 years since he's missed that bank. Eight ball, cross corner. He's come short, a little body movement there as well. He's always had a little body movement. At 69 years old, it becomes exaggerated. I haven't seen much of that, though, in this match. He has left Shuff in an awkward position. Does the 8 bank 1 rail between the 7 and 3? And if it does, is it free? And that's what he's going to play. I guess you just punch the cue ball down above, on top, or below the 2. Definitely an awkward bank here. Don't want to hit it too hard again. Want to leave the 8 down table if you do miss it. Don't want to threaten it coming back up. He doesn't like it. But the more I look at this, the more I think the 8 might be the shot. I don't see anything threatening if you miss it. I think that's kind of the key, right? Especially if you don't have anything real nice. You'd like to at least take a stab at making something but knowing that the cue ball is going to end up in a tough position for your opponent. Yeah, it was just laying funny. He wasn't thrilled with it. I can't blame him. Reyes looking at the 7 cross corner. It looks pretty nice. He's got some distance. He's going to do something with the 2. Just play safe. Maybe play it 2 rails. I don't know that it plays 2 rails. I don't believe it does. Does it play 3 rails into the lower middle and just stop right there? We'll never know because he doesn't really call much. So look at that angle, that path that it was on. It was actually on a path where might have been able to twist it into the lower middle, but he was playing all cue ball. Shuff ideally would like to get back up where he is now. How he can achieve that is a whole nother story. Or is he looking to cross the 7? The cue ball is going to get hot. Okay. This requires a pretty thin hit. Pretty valid attempt. I don't believe he wanted to run into the 3. I think Reyes can twist this 8 back. Or the 6. Reyes is back. He's definitely got options here. Might even feel more comfortable with the 6. I'm not at the table. It's closer to the 8. So he weighed the 8 up, and he is going to the 6. I was going to say watch the scratch in the top left corner off the 5, but he went into the 5 pretty full. He's got options. Playing for 3. This goes back to the cross corner that Shuff chose to shoot on the 7. Really tough to control the cue ball on that shot. Oh, nicely done. Stiffened that 1 real well. What's he got, though? Does he have to play the 7 straight back? Playing for 2. And to get on the hill. Can play the 8 cross corner to the lower right if he'd like. I don't know that it's available to the top left. I believe the kiss is close. He can manufacture an angle to the lower right. He's going to go to the 3. He's caught a double kiss there. Kind of forced the issue, in my opinion. I didn't feel like the 3 was laying real good due to where the 8 was. Brandon Shuff's got his work cut out for him here. He could cross the 8 to the lower middle and just swing the cue ball into the patch, into the 3-7-9-2. Could play the 5 straight back as well. He's got more distance on the 5. cut at a fraction. At that speed, it's not going to hold up. Looking at a 2-railer possibly on the 3 or a 1-railer on the 7. I don't believe either are playable. Could play the 3 2-rails. I think he's a much higher percentage on the 5. Straight back to the lower left. So you see the speed he hit that ball? It's really as good as it gets. Because if you don't hit it perfect and get it close, a lot of times that ball's going to drop. To me, this looks like it's a closer to a kiss type hit, or is he going at the 3? I think he's going at the 8. Oh, he stiffened that ball way up. Reyes playing for 1. Shuff needs every ball on the table. I do believe he can play the 9 straight back, and it carries position. Big time shot if you could come with it. There's the speed I was talking about, right? That ball would have gone if he hits it at a medium pace. I'm not blaming him or picking on him. I'm just trying to teach everybody, or at least explain, that at an easier pace, that pocket will take the ball. Thought he would just try and stop right there and get position on the 2. Sometimes you've just got to go. But Reyes is the one going. And it looks good. And it is good. Reyes takes a 2-1 lead in this race to 3, and he will be breaking the balls. He's been unsuccessful. So let's see if he can make an adjustment. Do us a favor. Like and subscribe. Railbirds TV doing the greatest job at bringing you all the action. Hit that notification bell. We thank you so very much. Something funny that these Filipinos like to do, and you got to wonder sometimes if it's just part of the move to get the table dirty, which in turn gets your hands dirty, which in turn gets the cloth dirty, which in turn gets the balls dirty, as he puts the chalk upside down. Or is he just a dirty fella? You never know. He's kind of gotten away with this here. 2 is awkward. I don't know if he can beat the kiss. Matter of fact, I'm almost positive. Might be able to slam it and beat the kiss. Is he calling the 6 cross side, or is he calling the 2? Boy, this is an aggressive play. This cue ball is going to be hot. And he's played it. It's come short. They have finished okay. 5 blocks the 2. The 4 ended up where it doesn't really bank. Does the 5 block the 2? Can he shorten it up around the 5? He's calling the side. Or I thought he did with his cue. Yes, he has. Watch this 2. He's going to try and bend it around the 5, I believe. Now he's going to go with a high cue ball, so it must cleanly go. No. Playing all cue ball. But I do believe that ball went, or he probably wouldn't have played it. Tricky little position here. I don't know that you want to do anything with the 4 due to the position of the 6. Maybe bunt the 6 up in front of that side pocket. He's staying aggressive. He's only down 2 games to 1. I think he's made his mind up. Oh, he's avoided the scratch. He's made a great hit on the 6. It's a couple shots in a row, though, where he's going to turn the cue ball loose just because of the selection. But he's made a nice shot. He's going all out again on the 9. This looks tough. Yeah. Once again, he's hit it real hard. It's very difficult for that object ball to take the English at that speed. Reyes coming to the lower right. I don't believe he's going to hit this too hard. He is going to stiffen it. This is the angle I'm working with. It does fool me at times, so maybe he does have to hit it with a lot of pace. Well, look at this. What's going to happen here? Reyes with a not so thrilled reaction. Once again, I don't know that you can do anything with the 4 or 1. But you don't have to go for your pocket either. Maybe bunt the 8 down table. Seems like Shuff has been all offense this game. Like a switch went off in his head and he said, I don't want to play the tic-tac-toe. Let's just go. And he's going again. 8 ball. Cross side. Lower middle. Pretty good control there, though. He's lost the plot on the 8. Reyes is going to have a cross corner. He didn't overhit the bank, though, and that's what I mean by that. He didn't hit it too hard. I just didn't know how he could get away from selling something out. I felt like the difficulty was up there. Yes. Reyes playing for 4 and to advance into round 8 of the first event of 3 here at the Derby City Classic. Going at the 3 here. Okay, he's going to play to stiffen this up. That's what he's done. He willed that ball in, but didn't really will it in because it went straight into the heart. Cross corner 7. Playing for 3. This is a much tougher one to judge. He's kind of going into a blind ball here. So close to it. Yes, and it's come down. Those are very tough to judge. It's tough to figure out exactly what that rail's going to do. Finding your aim point can be a little tricky at times. Shuff going 2 rails. And it's going to come long. He's only down 2 balls to 1 and 2 games to 1. But I get this feeling that I'm sensing some type of real negative body English or language from him. Not body English, but some type of a negative energy. And I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But with his decisions to stay so aggressive and really still in this match, it's not warranted. I am a fan of him looking at everything. Gives you a chance to settle down, realize where you're at, become part of the moment. Yeah, you don't want to cross at that 4 now, do you? Well, I feel like that's a very tough hit. You've got to avoid a kiss. Cue ball is going to come off hot, and you've got a lot of distance. You've got options here. You could roll up onto the 2, use the 5 as cover. There's a couple other things you could do. You could thin the 7. On either side, actually, and come back up table. Possibly thin the 1. He's going to cross at this 4, I believe. Very tough. And he's hit it about as good as you could hit it. Cue ball come off hot. Just never a big fan of leaving that cue ball out in outer space like this, especially with the greatest to ever do it. Going to the top right with the 9. So he's hesitating. And I know his game so well. The reason he's hesitating is because he has to draw this cue ball. Look at, that's what he's doing. He's hesitating because of his shoulder injury. He really likes to feel it. But I don't think he's shooting the 9. I didn't think at this angle the 7 passed the 4. My apologies. He was able to even go forward. And that's what he was trying to do with his shoulder. Anytime he's elevating or drawing the cue ball, and he didn't really elevate there, he has trouble. Fascinating at 69 years old to be so competitive. And this 1 needs to settle. And it's not. Let's go across the face of this 1 here. Nice and easy. Just like so, right down the pipe. Playing for 2 and to advance into round 8. I just get the sense that Shuff never really got comfortable. I don't know that it's the guy he's playing. Shuff's played great players his entire career. Maybe just one of those matches for him so far. And this looks real good. Settle cue ball. Settle cue ball. It's settled. But that was all cue ball speed. Clip off of the 7 here and come back up table. What else does he have? That's exactly what he did, and he got a little bonus. The 4 stayed up. Shuff is definitely going to shoot at this 7. And you'll notice his final stroke is getting real quick. I hate to use the word snatchy, but he's getting a little snatchy with it. Just a little jerky and a little quick. When that happens, everything comes out wrong. Reyes is going to play this 7, 2 rails to the top right. And he's hit it well. And that's the speed I was talking about all along. 4 1/4 inch pockets, and he still gets it down. Reyes to advance into round 8. Shuff, you gave it your best. Good luck to you. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you soon.